This is Gangrel, the Vampire Warrior. You're fanging and banging and watching the Nation's Network. That's right. Want some? Get some? Bad enough? Take some. Again, you're fanging and banging and you're watching the Nation Network.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the Nation Network. I'm your host, Vince McSham, and I've had a chance to play through the MyRISE storyline once. I'm on the second one, only because each time you make different choices, you'll unlock different things, and I want to get the NWO sold out arena. So I'm doing it again, and I'll get a few other things in there as well. I've also, by running this storyline, I'm also getting both Japan arenas. The big dome one is really impressive, I got to be honest. It does look pretty nice. So, anyway. But I thought we would go over the overall story as it was the first time. By the way, if you're interested in knowing what choices to make to unlock what things and what decisions you have to make to get there, you can go to SmackDown Hotel, and they got it all mapped out. Not only do they have it mapped out, but you can actually like click on boxes to show what you've already done so you don't duplicate anything, and it'll save it. So, pretty cool. Very helpful. Neil Hooper's in the house, says, here's my review. Save your money. Honestly, the MyRISE is actually one of the better parts of the game. There's plenty of things about the game that are annoying the shit out of me. By the way, if you got a chance to watch the Call Wars that I put out yesterday, I believe it was, where we were building, what's his name there? The ineligible Von Erich. Lance Von Erich. I'd gone later on in the video to take a look at the demolition blast that I had made. And where I made the face paint was in tattoos. You know, go to the face tattoo section, and that's where I came up with the face paint. I did a bunch of different layers of in-game content. Well, when you get there, none of those the face paint's still there. It ain't going anywhere. But to my point, it ain't going anywhere. It doesn't show the list of items, the shapes, the squares, the circles, whatever's. They're just it's applied and it's there, but there's no editing it. If you want to change something, you want to delete it, nope, can't do it. So that sucks. 2K. I know you don't care, but just because, thought I'd mention it. So, yeah, any facial tattoos that you do, if you're making a Mike Tyson, something like that, and once you, while you're doing the build, you can go back in and edit. But the minute you close that thing out, that's it. It's gone. There won't be any editable layer or anything, and I've got a bad feeling when they fix it, it's going to fuck up everybody's work that's been done. That's my prediction. which I'm basing that all on past experience. But we're here to talk about MyRISE, so let's. I saved some of the different scenes that I thought were good. I started playing MyRISE during a live stream, if you didn't catch that, and early on in the storyline I had a prediction. Turns out my prediction wasn't wrong. I, however, was swerved later on. So let's just start watching some of these clips back, and then I can talk you through it. Obviously, anyone planning on playing it that hasn't played it yet, there will be spoilers. So I was the #1 draft pick on Raw, and Tony Mamaluke over here didn't like it too much, so he attacked me under a mask. Later on, we take the mask off to identify that it is indeed Tony D'Angelo, and this is my payback match with him where I get even. Now, some of the stuff they did in this storyline was really good, including what we're about to see here. So D'Angelo got busted open, and now we go to a cutscene. Which I like about this is the blood stays. Even though it's a cutscene, I've played it twice now. Once where he's busted open, one where he's not. And it keeps it all. So whether it's bleeding or not bleeding. So now we cut backstage, and Dempsey going to work. Members of the Judgment Day along with Gigi Dolan. The hell's going on? From behind! Oh, no! And now the attack is on, but what is happening here? Into the steel guardrail. There's steel behind the padding. Now we're in the parking lot. What in the hell? Rey Mysterio, shades of the NWO, head first into the... I was there at Disney when they did that to him. Oh, Nikita Lyons taking out the GM. And CM Punk is out. Charlotte with a swing and a miss. And I'm about to get my head taken off right here. Lyons with the wine. Oh, here comes the cavalry, finally. And now we've got an even situation here. Let's figure out what's going on. Wait! No! Why, Bailey? Why?
If you couldn't tell, this is a mutiny. Current and former members of NXT have united under one cause.
Still has the blood.
We will no longer stand by and be treated like third-class citizens.
Members of the board, do we have your attention?
We will not stop until NXT is the one and only brand left standing in WWE.
You bitch. Jessica, what's up, buddy? Judd, hello. So I like that whole thing, man. That way they just tore apart the roster, and they're in the backstage, they're in the parking lot, in the ring. Here comes Bailey and Kevin O. It looks like they're going to set everything back to even. We're going to have 3-on-3, and then all of a sudden, screw you. So that was the first scene, and let's move along here. We are going to a match. I'm not sure which match exactly. Let's figure out. We're definitely moving ahead in the storyline progress. Of course, when you save this stuff, it takes out the music, so. All right, there we go. All right, so at this point, I have brought in my character from last year to join my character from this year. So Cassidy Dalton and I are going after the Mutiny Mixed Tag Team titles. Well, we were, but then CM Punk, who you saw got jumped earlier on, decided he was coming back from injury and he wanted to take my spot because he wanted to get some revenge on these two. So I said, yeah, go for it. I'll be ringside. And again, I had made a prediction during the live stream the first time I started playing this game back in like chapters 1 and 2. Let's fast forward a little bit here. CM Punk can't make up his mind what he wants to do here. I like the fact they don't jump up and down like Street Fighter video games. They finally got rid of that feature. It was annoying as hell for 2 years. Desperation tag. Oh, I must be needing her in the ring. Yeah. Had to get Bailey in the ring so I could Irish whip her to the upper right corner. Here's an elbow for you, bitch. Going for the ride. That's what I'm talking about. Put this bitch away. Ready? Double team. Oh, what happened? The hell? It's a mutiny. Yeah, they have the new microphones, is right. So I predicted on the live stream, I said, Punk's going to turn on us. So he did. Felt very John Cena-like when he gave that stare. That little smirk. And once again, everyone's against us. So I predicted that one. Me and my girl over here laying out in the middle of the ring. This was a better scene when you had the music playing. Let's move ahead here a little bit.
He would build stuff. After I signed, I went to the PC and met the men and women there. They had all the talent in the world, but once they left NXT, they were at the mercy of the corporate overlords who didn't give a damn about their stories, their abilities, or what they had done to get to that point. Year after year, NXT would build stars only to have them stolen by the so-called main roster and then tossed aside. If NXT management wasn't going to do anything about it, I was. NXT was the voiceless who needed my voice. With Bailey on board, we recruited Kevin Owens and the NXT roster, and we started a movement. Powerful and permanent change. A legacy. And now with Triple H and the board's blessing, thanks, Paul, we not only have a seat at the table, but the chance to smash that table to pieces. It wasn't easy getting to this point. Friendships broken. Lies were told. Sacrifices had to be made. The night of the big invasion, I had to listen to the start of my own revolution as I lay on the concrete floor pretending to be a victim. All I could do was smile on the inside, knowing that my mutiny had begun. As that mutiny unfolded, I even had most of the locker room and the WWE Universe thinking Triple H was on our side. Crazy, right? Or is it? Unfortunately, for the plan to work, I couldn't be upfront with certain individuals. Namely, the now former Unity champions. I sent you on a fool's errand to run yourself ragged going after a made-up NXT Mutiny title that we didn't give a damn about. Oops. Sorry about that. Who do you think put the Mutiny mask in Naomi's locker, huh? You thought it just magically transported its way from the trash can? It was me, you simpletons. You two grew up together, right? Maybe just quit WWE now and go back to whatever hellhole town you're from. Find your safe space, because it's not here. Maybe someday you'll understand why I did what I did. But for now, just know that it was for the greater good. When Mutiny reaches its endgame, I will leave WWE not only better, but entirely different than it was when I arrived. And that's a change that was long overdue. So anyone else out there who's on the fence, I implore you to do what's right and get on board the NXT Mutiny Revolution now. Because after Survivor Series, you do not want to be on the wrong side of history.
So for a guy who's so well known on a microphone, his acting is terrible. The girl, whoever the girl is that voices the female character, she can act. Voice acting is not so easy when you don't, have any real world. I mean, you're in a studio by yourself and there's nothing else to act off of. But she delivers lines really well, and it's the second year in a row they've used the same person. I'm not sure who it is, but Punk just sounded very boring with the microphone. It just, I would have thought he'd have picked up the lines a little bit and then just kind of cut a promo. All right, move to Survivor Series again. Looking for some retribution here. Swing and a miss. Oh, that's what we call payback. That's a receipt, buddy. That's a receipt. I'm trying to remember what the scenario is here. Am I 2-on-1? Oh, yeah, they took out my girl or something like that. She's not here for the match. If I'm not mistaken, that's what's going on. So it's become a handicap match. So it says to hit Punk with a signature move. Doesn't say you have to hit him in the ring or he has to be legal. So I decided I'm going to do it to him right here on the floor. And then keep Bayley in the ring because she's the walking wounded right now. Not that he's doing so well. Pin CM Punk. Well, now I do got to get him back in the ring. Okay. But he don't got to be 100%. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna miss? Back in the ring. Come on, get Punky in. Get that traitor son of a bitch in here. Let's go. Tag your girl, man. What you waiting for? Come on in. Look at him hiding behind the skirt. Andrew Roberts, what's happening, buddy? Just reliving some of the scenes. There's the tag made. Swing and a miss. Little do-si-do action. Oh, look at this. He gonna bring in the steel steps. Oh, right on top of the steps. Oh! He's dead. Damn you, Bayley. What's with this? Finally, where the hell's she been? Now things are even. But I already know. I'm going to have to choose whether I want to stay with my partner or turn my back on him. Decision time. I thought I was going to have to make the choice. I was really surprised that they did it for me. I thought I was going to be given the opportunity to choose. And I'm a little disappointed because that's the same character I made last year, so I've got some time with this character now. Actually, I had both of these last time. I just used the default options.
You should have seen this coming.
Well, I thought I did. I just thought I was going to be able to make the decision. So that swerve got me. The first one, I wasn't surprised at all. When Punk put himself in the match, I knew it, as I'm getting screwed. But I really didn't think she would on her own turn on me. I thought I had to make the choice. So that one got me. And again, because I have the same character since last year, there's a little bit of emotion attached to that. It's like, damn, man, it's my girl. So this was good. It was nowhere near as transparent as what the CM Punk thing was. So now Cassidy's turned her back on her longtime childhood friend. All right, where are we up to here?
Fine. Let me take care of them. If you still have the power, reinstate...
I can't give you a new WWE contract.
Then why am I here?
Mutiny has my hands tied. And as much as the board would love to see you teach Punk and your former partner a lesson, you'd need an army to take them on. With the kind of chokehold they have on the company right now, it would be damn near impossible for you to get anyone on the current roster to help you.
Great. So we're just here to talk about how you've given up?
Oh, I haven't given up. And I don't think you have either. Like I said, I don't think anyone on the current roster can help you.
Ah, there's the old cerebral assassin.
Yeah, he's still in there when I need him.
All right, so we basically have to go and find some legends to help us out because the current roster can't be trusted or they're in the bank.
Do you have a second?
The con's not open yet. You'll have to... Wow. I know things didn't go well for you with Mutiny, but it's a bit soon to be joining us on the autograph circuit, isn't it? Hey, look who's here. It's the outcast of WWE.
DDP!
Of course it's me. And as long as you're not trying to take a cut of the yoga market, we're cool.
Don't worry. I'm not here to sell anything. I'm here to ask for your help. I know you both can see what Mutiny is doing. Dismantling the company you built with all the sacrifices you made, night after night. WWE means so much to so many people. So I'm asking you for one more sacrifice. Because I need an army to take on Mutiny. I need the WWE legends.
You're right. I've never liked Mutiny, and it's been getting worse and worse since they won a Survivor Series.
But you can't expect us to just drop everything. I mean, look around. We're busy people.
Look, I don't mean any disrespect.
None taken. After all, respect is earned.
We've seen what you can do against the current generation. But if you want our help, you gotta show us what you can do against a legend.
I'd be honored to face either of you in a match.
We'll sit this one out. But we do have a few friends joining us here today if you can stick around until the convention opens.
I'm sure Alundra Blaze or Big Papa Pump will be fired up to get you in the ring.
So this was the whole reason I was even playing
Scott
this
Steiner?
thing.
You could say I'm officially pumped for this match.
Bang!
Can you
Welcome aboard, Just Go. Hello there, Keith. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun with those. Got some entertaining plans coming up for the future. Just Go, I kind of get what you're saying. It is what it is. The fact that they added it to the game this year, you know they're going to kind of... It's like every time they add a new element to the game, it's going to be pretty predominant in the MyRISE story mode, just like they did with the War Games a couple of years back. And once again, without the music, it's not quite the same. But this was the only reason I was doing MyRISE at all, was just to get this. And I have to admit, they did a great job on this. All right, let's fast forward a little bit here. Maybe not that much. Stunner to set him up. The Mac attack. Boom! You don't get up from the big Mac attack. And just like that, we have unlocked Big Papa Pump. The Grapple Legends. All right, what we got going on here next? I like the whole Mutiny Arena stuff and everything. It looks cool. It's kind of got an NWO thing going.
What I have proven the past few months is that it only takes a spark to start a fire. One person to take a stand and change the trajectory of the whole business. Speaking of changing the business, let's address all those rumors about the WrestleMania main event. Surprise! It's bigger than that. This year, with Mutiny in charge, we're holding WrestleMania CM! And of course,
rolls right off the tongue.
Will headline Mutiny's biggest show against...
Not so fast.
Change your plans.
X-Pac in the house. Stacy Keibler. 3D through the table. RVD. Look at the bodies flying everywhere. Great choreography on this. They did a really good job with both of these all-out attacks. Oh, to the head. All right, we got to get out of here. Uh-oh. Cassidy's going to run for it. Trish going to chase her. Big Papa Pump going after her as well. And now it's VMAC and Punk. Run like a bitch. He run like a bitch. Where are you going? Oh, you could hear that one. Crowd back in the arena chanting for CM Punk, but he getting his ass kicked. This is what happens when you park across the white line and take up 2 spots, bitch. Let's get him over here by the door. Damn. Aspirin ain't going to help that. My girl.
We gotta go.
Like scalded dogs. Look at them running. Chicken shit. Both of you. Like a Tuscan Raider. So there was the unlockables there. We got the Alundra Blaze as well. And I believe you do have to beat Papa Pump in order to get him unlocked. So don't make the mistake of playing Alundra, because I don't think that'll get him. It'll get her. But with him, you get him also.
WrestleMania CM against some hand-picked opponent? Don't worry. I'll make sure you still get a match. at the real WrestleMania against me. We do have a bond. I know you better than anyone. I know your weaknesses, your flaws, your fears. I know everything, which is why I know exactly how to tear you apart at WrestleMania!
Seems a little personal. And now on to the grandest stage of them all.
At WrestleMania, the real WWE version. I don't know if I could have stomached that punk-branded nonsense. I'm not sure about that.
Best for business. And you never even thought to ask why it was happening. All of the problems that led to mutiny are still here. And after I go out there and win this match, I'm going to fix them.
I'd be happy to run any of your suggestions up the flagpole, but I'm still the chief content officer around here.
Somewhere along the way from changing out of your gear and into your suit, you forgot that your job was to help this business evolve in a way that benefits everyone in that locker.
The facial hair this year doesn't look so good. Like, right there, look at Triple H. He's got that line of flesh between the lip hair and the facial hair instead of just having it one continuous thing. Just, I don't know, man. They dropped the ball on some of these details.
For you to step aside so that I can give this company what it really needs.
Yeah? What's that?
A leader who's not afraid of change.
And this should be the last one, I think. Yeah.
Part of the showcase. When we
Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. This was unlocking the whatever it was you got. Oh, the Tamina challenge in the showcase, which is a pain in the ass. And if you watch the earlier streams where I was doing this thing, we get to this one point here. Let's go back a little bit. Coming up here, I think. Yeah. So the last challenge before you go to win the match is you have 30 seconds to keep Natalya out of the ring. What I didn't see is that you have to do a certain amount of damage in that time. So I had already won the Money in the Bank and everything, but I didn't get the accomplishments because I didn't put the damage meter all the way up in that time frame. So now this time around, I wasn't going to make that mistake twice, but now you still have to win it, and winning this is not easy. Even on an easy setting, because it's a bit of dumb luck at sometimes. Almost every time where you go to climb it, somebody's going to be there to knock you off. And at the same time, you got to make sure you're able to go up and knock someone else off if they're trying. My strategy early on in this match was basically to stay out of the ring and let them fight with each other as much as possible, but they will hunt you down. But I tried to stay as fresh as possible, knowing they would be tired and look like Carmella. Bitch coming over here to mess with me. This little chihuahua wants to mess with me. So here we got two of them battling it out on top of the ladder, and I got to hope, because I can't get up. I got to hope Charlotte gets there in time, which she did. Skip ahead here a little bit. Steel chair's going crazy. Well, with them all laid out, I have my best opportunity right here, and I know it. And then, fortunately, Charlotte decided to get into it with Becky there, so I've got a big chance. But look at Carmella, that pain in my ass. And it's real hard to focus on the buttons when you know someone's trying to knock that ladder out from under you. And normally you should be able to like run over somebody that's laying down like that, kind of hop over them. It doesn't seem to be doing that in the game. So that's annoying too. You got to get all the way around them, and if there's other objects, that can be a problem. I still don't like the fact that with a ladder match, if the ladder's set up and you throw someone into it, that ladder is like spiked into the mat. It ain't budging. As if even with the women at 130, 40 pounds wouldn't make a ladder topple over, an aluminum ladder. So the real trick to winning these things is to have some stored finishers, because then you can skip very quickly over the little mini game here. Oh, damn. You going to come up here with me? All right. Down goes Frazier. Got the first one done. Second one. Finally. Finally! It does feel like all the focus is on you. Yeah, that gives you Becky, old school Becky, Charlotte, old school, Carmella, old school, Tamina, and even Natty. So you get a lot out of that one. I needed it simply for the Charlotte because that has her old theme that sounds most like Ric Flair's, as opposed to the one now that she uses that still kind of sounds like Flair's old one, but it has All Hail the Queen, so wasn't feeling that part of it so much. So that's MyRISE there and what I did with it. Like I said, I'm playing it a second time now to unlock the NWO. I don't know that I'd play it a third time. There's still other stuff that I won't have unlocked. I just don't really care too much about the other stuff. Maybe at some point in time I'll just have time to kill and play a little here, a little there. But as an overall story and experience, it was a good story. A lot of times in the MyRISEs, they do a better story than have to. It's like you can come up with this story, which is solid. Why we got nothing for the Wyatt Six? If you can make this story for a fucking video game, why can't you do something for the Wyatt Six? I don't get it. Now, there's supposed to be something happening, and the rumblings are starting already that Alexa's actually going to be joining them, not the target of them, which, I don't know. I feel like that would make more sense, but then again, could be a whole swerve thing coming out of this. We'll see. I mean, honestly, I can't bitch because I can't come up with anything better. I've thought about it myself. What would I book? What would I book with having the Wyatt Six coming back now because they've been quiet for like 3 months. They're not helping them any with that. And you have Alexa Bliss back in the fold now. She was the last one to interact with Bray. Of course, had that whole thing with the black stuff dripping down her face, and then he, of course, loses the match to Randy Orton. So you think Randy would probably tie into it somehow. Kind of trying the vendetta thing. Trying to settle the score. But again, I can't come up with a storyline. I got storylines for a lot of other shit. By the way, LFG, I've mentioned it on the last couple of streams. Is anyone else watching this? LFG? Legends and Future Greats? Or as Shawn Michaels says, LFG stands for Let's Fucking Go. Retro, what's happening, man? Blaze Miguel, look at you having to switch back and forth like it's a Monday Night War thing. Look at you. You should watch mine and record his. They may have done the same mistakes with Bray. There's some truth to that probably, but at the same time, Bray at least was a voice saying, this is what I want to do with my character. And granted, some of his stuff was kind of way out there, but you're better off with that. Even if you have to dial it back or, skim it down a little bit, But right now, it's like, I know Bo has all these ideas because Bray and he talked about them. So why are we not executing on them? I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I have a feeling a part of me wonders if they don't make their return at Mania as opposed to in the next 30 days or so to have a match at Mania. I can say if I was booking them, I would have the return at Mania because at this point people aren't expecting it. And it would have that pop and what better place to do it. But anyway, overall, I enjoyed the MyRISE experience. And now that I'm playing it the second time, making different decisions, I've seen a few different cutscenes that I didn't see the first time, so that makes it a little bit not as stale. It's still kind of fresh because I'm getting different interactions. And this time I'm seeing it more from her point of view. Still haven't got to the Mania match yet, but that's a little ways off. But also knowing how many matches I need to get through to get to where I want to get, that helps as well. Yeah, Bo doesn't have to wrestle. He's got a whole army with him. Depending on what kind of injury it is. I mean, I'm assuming he can walk okay and not be in massive pain or anything. I don't know. It just... What they have done with them is very hollow. And making them the early order benefit of this game, it's just like, that's nice, but I don't really see me. I've not used them once except for the day that the game came out just to see the entrance. But I haven't played as any of them. My overall opinion of Universe Mode is it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It could be better with some simple shit and fixes, but a lot of this game has got stuff that you could always do this in the past, but not this year. And it may all be getting patched in. We'll have to wait and see. I'm still really hung up on the created wrestlers. If you use anything in the face paint. Well, it's not just face paint, by the way. Even if you put images on, let's say, trunks, and then you save it and then you come back to it, the images aren't there. You can't edit them. You can't remove them. They're there. They're there. That's it. You can't even see them to try to edit them. It's as if they're not there, but they are there. So whenever they fix that, and I'm sure they're probably going to, I wouldn't be surprised if it fucks up everybody's work. So I would say MyRISE, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably go with about a 7, 7.5. And as far as Universe Mode is concerned, I'd probably be about the 7, 7.5 there too. And it could easily be a 9. It could easily be a 9 if they would just, fix shit. By now, there's certain things you should be able to do, and you still can't. One the other thing with the created wrestlers, you cannot delete the thumbnail res. So if somebody uploads, let's say, whatever wrestler you could name, let's say made a CM Punk, right? And they have their own render, and you don't like it, or you just don't want to burn a slot, you can't delete it. You can't even see it to delete it. It's just there, and it's going to be there, and there's nothing you can do about it. With Universe Mode currently, again, this will get fixed, I'm confident of that, you cannot select a manager. You can have an active wrestler be a manager, but if you want Bobby the Brain Heenan, you can't do it. Not in Universe Mode. You want Lou Albano, can't do it. So any of the designated wrestling managers under the manager category, matter of fact, you can't even get the manager category. That's why you can't do it. The same way as we showed yesterday when you go online to try and download stuff in Community Creations. It shows you the most downloaded. And then the next option for a filter is the most thumbs up. They got rid of or forgot to put in most recent, which is the only thing I ever went to was most recent. That was all I ever went to. Even if it's my created or the list of my favorite creators, I've already seen all their work. I just want to see if they've done anything lately. And now for me to do that, I got to go through all 5, 6, 10, 12, 20 pages. As they make more, the pages get more. As I find new creators I like and I add them, that pages list gets longer and longer. And now I got to go through each fucking one of them. Because even if you downloaded or uploaded something yesterday, if it's that good and you've got a decent name in the community, you're going to jump up to page 9 or 10 out of 20 or 30. So I can't just say, okay, I'm just going to go to page 20 because now I've missed content that's new and good. So I literally have to go through each page. They got to fix it. They are their own worst enemy year after year after year. If these little things that were not even an issue ever before were working the way they should be, this game's close to a 9. It's an 8.5 at least. But they just can't get out of their own way. I don't think they removed it. I think they just forgot. Like I said yesterday, I can't imagine a filter. They already have 2 filters. I don't see a third one going to make a problem, especially when you've had it all these years. The only way they're going to get rid of the whole money grab thing is people don't spend the money. And I don't know anyone who's buying these friggin' Nike shits and all that. I don't know anyone. Sure as hell I'm not. As I said, you know, when you pre-order the game, you get a bunch of VC as part of it. And I actually have done a little bit of the My Faction, just because the opening ones aren't so hard to do. Plus, you have everything you need because they want you to play it. So I have all the cards I need just because I bought the game and they're all there. So that gives me a little bit of extra VC to work with later on. But the only thing I'm going to spend any of that on would be Persona cards. Because then I'm getting an actual wrestler I can use. Or a variation of them. But I'm not buying sneakers or t-shirts or hats or hairstyles. None of that shit. All right, folks. So that's my overall opinion. I do think it's definitely worth playing it if you have it. Just to unlock some of the stuff, if nothing else. But I think the story mode is pretty good. It's pretty solid. A lot of the voice acting is solid. Not from the people you would expect it. Like Triple H sounded dead. Punk was just very bland. I mean, not Punk-like. Like he was reading off a cue card like he couldn't really give a shit. I got to do a fucking video game? Really? That's the way it came across to me. For a guy who's so good on a microphone, you would expect... I know he's not an actor, but you kind of are. But like I said, the guy who does the guy's voice, he's not bad. But I do think the girl is pretty solid. She puts a lot more oomph and emotion into it. Believability. That's what it is. Believability. All right, guys and girls, I got to get. Look for some IWF actions next up. I don't know when. Probably tomorrow's my guess. I was thinking tonight, but I don't know. We'll see. I got to take care of some other stuff around the house. So if I have time, maybe tonight, but more likely tomorrow. I'm enjoying the IWF very much. I think a lot of people have been too, because I'm getting good feedback on it. And that's always what drives the bus, man. For all content creators, we react off of your reactions. If you don't give us any, we have nothing to work with. So it's important whether you're during the live streams like you guys are right now, or if you're watching it later on in demand. Whatever your thoughts are, just share them down below in the comment section. It helps fuel the bus. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you ringside real soon. So long and good night.